So after discussing the setting up of workspace, layering, text, dimension, and plotting, we're going now to discuss the draw tools and modify tools. So here is the draw tools. It composes of line, polyline, circle, arc, rectangle, ellipse, and hatch. So we are going to discuss first the line. So in line, in order for you to create a line, you have first to type L and press enter for shorter command, or just click this icon. So type L and press enter. Here you can see that it's for line. So enter. So you will be asked to specify the first point. So there are two types of creating a line. First is by typing the coordinates. So in typing the coordinates, you should have the x and y axis. So now we're going to write 0, 0 and press enter. Here you can see, wait, let's cancel first. Okay, here's the UCS now. So if you type L and press enter, you'll be asked for to specify the first point. So for the coordinates, we should type 0, 0. So it will be placed in our UCS. So this is the center of the drawing area. So in x-axis it's 0 and in y-axis it's 0. That's why it's there. Next, you have to specify the next point. So for example, my length is 5 meters. So I have to type 5,000 millimeters since our unit is in millimeters. Then the symbol there, the greater than symbol, and type what angle is your line. So for example, I have to type 30 degrees. So there is the line. So if we check the dimension, the LI, VAL. So it's 5 meters. So the angle is 30 degrees. So again, L and press enter. Specify the coordinates where you want to start, 0, 0, and press enter. So it will be placed in the UCS or in x and y axis. Next is specify the length. So our length is 5,000 millimeters or 5 meters. Then greater than symbol, type the degree, 30 degree. So there's the line. If you want to continue, so type first the length again, example 1 meter or 1,000 millimeters. Then press the greater than symbol and type the angle, for example 135. So it's 1 meter in 135 degrees. So that's how you may create a line. So to create the second way of line is, first it should type the line command and then L press enter, specify the first point. So you have to click anywhere in your drawing area. So for example, I want to click it here, and I have to put the length. So for example, 2 meters, 2000 millimeters. If it's in horizontal, just press enter. If you have an angle greater than symbol, for example 15 degrees, and type the angle. So there. So that's how you create a line. So in line, it's not continuous. So for example, itong ginawa nating line, since nag-continuous tayo ng gawa, no, gumawa tayo ng first line which is 5 meters, then the second line is yung 1 meter, hindi siya continuous. So pag sinelect nyo yung line niya to, nakikita nyo na ito lang yung segment niya. Ito yung 1 meter mo, and this one is the 5 meters. So next, before we proceed pala, sorry nakalimutan kong ituro, it's yung selection natin sa CAD. So if you want to select an object, for example, this is the object that we're going to select. If you start from right to left, masa-select mo yung, you can select all the object. So for example, I have to click first in any part of the drawing area. You just have to click, you don't have to hold click. And then you will see the green square or rectangle. And if you're done, or if you're okay with the objects to be selected, just click on the opposite corner. So, na-select mo na siya. Pag yung right to left ang selection mo, kahit maliit lang na part ng line, masa-select mo yung object. Or kahit maliit lang yung part ng object na na-select mo, masa-select mo siya. If from left to right, for example, this one, you have to click anywhere on your drawing area. You don't have to hold click, just click it. Then, you have to click on the opposite corner. So as you can see, nasama tong line na to sa pag-select, pero hindi siya mismo na select dun sa ginawa natin box. Ginagamit tong left to right kapag masyado ng maraming lines or objects dun sa drawing, and then you have to select only what you needed dun sa overall na drawing mo. Yun lang yung masa-select. So yun yung pag-select ng object. Meron naman isa pang way to select an object is yung tinatawag nilang lasso selection. So pag lasso selection, you have to hold click para ma-select mo siya. So kung wala, may iwasan ka, masa-select mo siya. Ayan. Same as with the left to right selection, pwede mo rin lasso selection. For example, yan, dinaanan natin yung taas na line, and dun pababa, hindi siya na-select. Okay. So, next is yung pag-zoom. So, sa mouse nyo, meron kayong scroll doon. If you want to zoom in, you just have to scroll down. Then, if you want to zoom out, scroll up. Next is yung pag-pan. So, in panning, there are two ways. First is by typing the command. And second is by holding your scroll on your mouse. So, type P for pan and press enter. So, magpapan na siya. The use of pan is for you to draw inside the drawing area, to draw your view, or you can toggle it all around. So, yan. So, kung scroll naman, yun din. So, pwede mo siyang malipat-lipat yung view. Next to line is the polyline. So, same with line. It's just that na si polyline, once na dire-diretso kang mag-create ng line, dugtong-dugtong din yung line mo. So, it's a continuous line. So, for example, so there are two ways again. You have to click this icon or by typing the shortcut menu or shortcut command. So, TL and press enter. So, there are also two ways to create a polyline. First is by coordinates. Second is to specify in any part of the drawing area. So, in coordinates, so you have to type again 0, 0, press enter. To specify the length, or next is to specify the length. So, for example, 4,500 millimeters, greater than symbol, and type the degree or the angle. So, for example, 60 degrees. Yan. So, 60 degrees siya. Next is type again the length. So, 3 meters or 3 millimeters. Then type the greater than symbol. 90 degree. Yan. So, ganyan yung magiging itsura ng polyline. So, if we click the line, you can see it's continuous. Although it has segment, but still the line is continuous. So now, as you can see, we have here two tables here, which indicates the lot points. So once we have our practice na, minsan we will be asked to plot a lot line or a lot plot. So first, we should be familiarized with the TCT or Transfer Certificate of Title. So TCT, this is what it looks like. So as you can see, there are magnitudes and lengths of the sides of lots. So if we zoom in, sa TCT, dinidescribe yung mismong lote mo. What are the adjacent lots or the major roads that you can be found around your lot. So beginning at the point mark 1 of lot number 3807. So itong mark 1 na to, ito yung mismong length and yung magnitude nung line nun or nung point. So mark 1 is north 74 degrees and 48 minutes east to point 2. So if you have the TCT, just collect first the information that you needed to plot your lot. So 58.99 meters to point 2. Point 2 is south 21 degrees 2 minutes east with a length of 10.64 meters going to point 3. And point 3 is 20 degrees south and 5 minutes east with a length of 12.41 meter going to point 4. So point 4 is 69 degrees south, 40 minutes west with a length of 49.70 meters going to point 5 with a degree of north 38 and 12 minutes west with a length of 29.75 meter going to point 1. So meaning, dun na magko-close yung lot plan nyo. So you just have to collect those information and create a table para hindi kayo maguluhan or will be in line with the length and directions of the lot plan. So ang gagamitin natin na command is polyline. Why? It's because polyline is a continuous line. Unlike the line na segmental siya. So, start first with the point 1, which is the 58.99 meters. So, disregard muna natin yung units na ginagamit natin na millimeters para mas mabilis natin ma-plot tong plot na to. So, PL for polyline and press enter. So, specify the first point or the start point. So, 0, 0. There. So, mapupunta siya dito sa X and Y axis. Next is to type the length. So, 58.99 meters greater than symbol. Then, you have to type the direction. So, north, 74 degree. So, to do that, you have to type N, which stands for north, 74 degree. We can put the degree symbol. So instead of that, we have to type letter D for degree. And then 48 minutes is apostrophe, and then type the direction, which is east, and press enter. So there. That is the first point, or the point 1, going to point 2. So now, we will go to point 2 going to point 3, which is 10.64 meters in length. 10.64 meters greater than symbol, south, 21 degree, and 2 minutes east. And press enter. Next, so dito you don't have to type PL over and over para makapag-create ng lines. You just have to do it continuously. So length 12.41 greater than symbol, south 20 degrees, and 5 minutes east. Press enter. Next is 49.7 meters greater than symbol, south 69 degrees, and 40 minutes west. Press enter. Then for the last point, point 5 going to point 1, 29.75 meters greater than symbol, north or N, 38 degrees, 12 minutes west, and press enter. So there. So to cancel the command, press escape or type C. You can see on your command window, close, type C, press enter. There. So you already have your lat plan. So there. So here's another table for plotting the dot. So here we can start our first point at any point in our drawing area. So on our first activity, we start at the X and Y. So now at any point of the drawing area. So type PL, press enter. Specify start point. We start here. So there. 27, specify the length. So 27.99 meters greater than symbol, S 49 degree, 35 minutes east, and press enter. Next is 16.95 meters greater than symbol, south, 45D, 36, apostrophe, west. Press enter. Next is 5.95 meters, greater than symbol, south, 86 degree, 15 minutes west. Press enter. Next is 24.01 meters, greater than symbol, N51 D, 44 apostrophe west, enter. And 21.99 meters, greater than symbol, and 45D, 7 apostrophe E. Press enter. So yeah, then type C for close. So look at your command window. So the blue letters are for the shortcut for the next action of your polyline. So see enter. So yeah. Then we move it here. So aside from plotting the lot plan, you can see on your command window there are different options. So PL, press enter, specify a point. So you can see here arc, half width, length, undo, and width. So if you want to create an arc using the polyline, you just have to type A. So A, enter. So if you look at your command window, there are other options pa dun sa arc. So you have angle, you have center, direction, half width, line, radius, second point, undo, and width. So the usual action that I use when I'm creating an arc using polyline is the second point. So once you type S, press enter, specify the second point of the arc. So when you specify the second point here, yeah. So it's like your midpoint. Then you have to click for the third point. Yan. So mag-i-end yung mismong arc mo doon. So you can see, once na minimove ko yung cursor o yung pick box, nag-create pa siya ng arc. So you can choose another option again. If you want to continue second point, just type S. And if you want to back to line, you just have to type L. So line na ulit siya. Okay. So yan. Another use of polyline or action you can do on polyline is to change the width of your line. So I usually use this for creating cutting plane line, or if I want to blow up a detail. So it would be like my margin or my border. Sorry, if I'm going to do a blow up. So for example, so PL, select a point, you just have to type W, press enter. So you will be asked for the starting width. So you can just type, for example, 3, then yung end width 3 or 6. So you can see the lines are getting bigger. So from this point, nag 3 ka, then yung end point mo, this one, is 6 na. So continuous na siya na 6. Yeah. And press enter if you want to cancel or escape. So this is the 3 millimeters and this one is the 6. So applicable siya if you want to create an arrow. So for example, PN, press enter, specify a point, type W, make it 0 para pointed siya. Then, for example, I want it to end with 10 millimeters thickness. So, I type 10, press enter. So, yan siya. Then, I have to escape. So, I create already an arrow. So, yan. So, that's it for the polyline. So, next would be the circle. So, circle, you have to, there are two ways. Again, you have to click here, the circle icon, or you can type the command. For the command of circle, you have to type C and press enter. So you will specify the center point of the circle. So click anywhere you want. There. Then you will be asked here in the command window, you'll be asked for the radius. If you don't want the radius, you can type P for the diameter. So first we should use the radius. So for example, I want 5 or yeah 5,000 meters, millimeters, or 5,000 meters. So I have to press enter after typing the radius. So there. So the diameter of the circle is already 10 meters. Okay. Now if you want in diameter, so type C, press enter, select the center of your circle, type D to make it the diameter. So we'll be asked, what is the diameter of your circle? So for example, I want 5 meters. Press enter. So if you measure it, BLI, you will see the quadrant. So we have to click it, the opposite. So if you look at the dimensions, it's 5 meters or 5,000 millimeters. So that's how you create your circle. So there are other ways to create your circle. So the first one that we did is the center radius, then the center diameter. So if you want 2 point, so you have type C, circle, you will be asked, before you click for the center, you will be asked on your command window if you want a 3 point, 2 point, TTR stands for tan, and radius. So I usually use here is the 2 point. So for using the 2 point, you have to type TP. So on your dynamic input display, it is stated there that specify first endpoint of a circle's diameter. So this is the endpoint, then the second point. So you can type the diameter of your circle, or you can just point anywhere. Anyway, you have the guide for the diameter of the circle. That blue highlight. So for example, I want 2,500 millimeters. So the diameter of the circle is 2,500 or 2.5 meters. So if I want the 3 point, so type C, press enter. You can read on your command windows 3P. So for 3 point, so type 3P, press enter. So specify first point on the circle. Next, the second point. Then the third point. There. So unlike the 2 point, 2 point is much easier than the 3 point, because you have to select points of the circle to create it. So unlike this one, just 2 points for the first end and the second end. So there. Next is the arc. So I barely use this command since I use usual usually the PL or the polyline, since polyline has the arc actions or options. So to create an arc, you can type the short command or by clicking this icon. So type arc for arc, then specify the starting point, the second point, and the third point. So yung second point mo, it could be your midpoint. Ayan. Different siya kay polyline kasi kay polyline, once na minove mo yung cursor mo, may kita ka pang line na continuous. So pag arc ka, single line lang siya na arc. So again, for arc, and press enter. So on your command window, you can see if you want to start on the center. So if you want to start on the center, type C and press enter. So you will be asked to specify the center of your arc. Next is the starting point, for example here, then the third point. So if it's in wrong direction, you just have to hold shift. Okay. Hold control. There. So yeah. You can create now the arc. Next is the rectangle. So under rectangle, you have the polygon. So sa rectangle, to create it, you can type the short command or by clicking the icon. So for example, REC for the short command and press enter. Then specify the first point. Then you will be asked for the other corner. So the arrangement would be the first length or the first would be asked is the length. So length times width. So for example, you want to create a tile, so it's 600 by 300. So 600 is the length, 3 is the width. So pag nag-length ka, it runs on your x-axis and width for the y-axis. So 600 millimeters by 300 millimeters. So length times width, length times width. Okay. So when you type the rectangle, there's also other actions on that command. So REC and press enter. You'll see here the chamfer, elevation, fillet, thickness, and width. Width is same as with the polyline. We will change the width of the line. For the fillet, you can create a round edge or corners. Sorry, you can create a round corner. For the elevation, height of your rectangle. So this is already used for 3D or isometric drawing, same as with the thickness. But in thickness, you can extrude it. Or in 3D, you can put a height, or you can pull the height of the rectangle once you choose the thickness. For the chamfer, if you want to have your rectangle a miter, it's I will show you. So I have to type C first for the chamfer. Specify the first chamfer distance. So for example, 50 millimeters. Press enter. Second chamfer distance, example 50. Press enter. Specify the first corner. So you just have to click on the drawing area and the end corner. So if you have length and width, you can type the length and width of your rectangle. So for example, 600 by 450. So this is the chamfer. Okay. So you will be on the first command, or on the first, on the command you type for C, you will be, after nun, you will be asked yung length ng chamfer ko. So since this, for example, this is square, so from the end or corner of your rectangle, 50 millimeters going here, then another one is 50 millimeters going there. So what if we change the distance? So rectangle, press enter, type C. So first distance of your chamfer, for example, 50. Press enter. Next is 75. Then specify first corner and then the length. Example 700 by 1000. Just like that. So here, as you can see, this is the 75, this is the 50. On this side, this is the 50, and this is the 75. So, ganyan yung mangyayari sa kanya. Right. So, what about if we use the fillet? Using rectangle. Anyway, there's a different command for fillet if you want it to be direct in use. So, for example, rectangle, I have to create first. Wait. Rectangle 0. So it again. Rectangle. Sorry. Rectangle C 0 0. This is the rectangle that we're going for rectangle. Now if we use fillet, rectangle, F, enter. What is the radius? So for example, 50. Then press enter. Specify the first corner, second corner. As you can see, there are round corners on your rectangle. So that's the use of your fillet. So again, REC, press F for the fillet. Specify the radius of this round edge. So 35. Press enter. Specify the first point. If you have length, type the length. If you don't have, just click anywhere or in the opposite corner. So there. So you will have now the round corners or the fillet of your rectangle. Next would be the ellipse. So on creating an ellipse, you can click this log icon or you can type the shortcut command. So EL for ellipse and press enter. So specify the endpoint, then the other endpoint, then the height for ellipse. So that's how you create ellipse. Again, EL, press enter, specify the first endpoint, the second endpoint, then the height. So that's how you will create the ellipse. So by the way, I forgot to discuss the polygon. So to create a polygon, you could just click that polygon icon, or you can type POL and press enter. So you will be asked how many sides of polygon do you want. So if you type 4, it is only rectangle. If you type 5, it is pentagon. 6, hexagon. So for example, I want 6 sides, so I have to type 6 and press enter. Specify the center. So I have to click here. Then you will be asked inscribe or circumscribe. Once we say inscribe, it is inside the circle. Once we say circumscribe, outside the circle. So first, inscribe the circle. So what is the radius of your polygon? You can also rotate this one. So if you want with that kind of polygon or this one. So for example, the height would be 4 meters, 4,000 millimeters. So this is now my polygon. So if you want to check if it's inscribed, so create a circle, select the center point. There. So if you measure the dimension or the diameter of a circle, so it's 8,000. Since our radius is 4,000. Now we will do the circumscribe. So POL, press enter. How many sides? For example, 5 sides. Press enter. Center point. And you have to click this one, circumscribe. So for example, again, 4,000 millimeters radius. Press enter. There. So if you want to check it as center point and the midpoint, if you measure this, it should be 8,000. See, it's 8,000. So that's for the polygon. Next would be spline. I will discuss this on our next lesson for the hatch. So we'll be focusing first on the geometric shapes. So for the spline, you can click that icon on the hidden panel, this one. Or you can type SPL. Press enter. So first point, we ask for the second point. So your second point would be the midpoint of your spline. There. So you have to select the next point. So continuous din siya. Okay. And again, SPL, press enter. So center point or your midpoint. Then the next point. Okay, next point. If you're done, you have to press enter. There. So once you click the spline, consider our grips where you can change it. So this is as fit. This is a fit spline. Pag control vertices, dito mo siya pwedeng ma-edit or ma-move. So this is the vertices. Okay, same as this one. So that's how you can create a spline.